Hello everybody, my name is Marlo, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to build my amethyst tower that is originally from my hardcore series. We made this in episode 3 and ever since then I've been meaning to make a tutorial on it, but I haven't for quite a long time, and that's mainly because I've been waiting for replay mod, which as you can see we now have. So in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to build the exterior of course, as well as the interior. However, it's not going to be decorated, I'm simply going to be showing you how to get up to each of the levels and making the walls look a bit better, as well as the floors and the ceilings. As far as what you put on each of the floors, well, that is going to be entirely up to you. But before we begin, you're going to want to check out the description down below for a full resource list of all of the items that we're going to be using for this build. And I should say some of them have been rounded up just to the nearest stack or half stack or quarter stack, and that's simply because I don't want you guys to run out of materials whilst building this, so I've just made sure you got a little bit extra. So the first thing you're going to do here is place down 4 barrels, each of them 9 blocks apart, just like I have done here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then another barrel in a square shape, just like this. And once you've done that, you can then grab some oak trap doors, and on the outside of the blocks, just like that, not on the inside, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 barrels so that when we're all done for all 4 of those, we have something that looks like this. So just make sure you have them on the outside of the barrel. And once you've got that done, you can then place an additional barrel on top of the one you already have placed down. Make sure you're crouching and pointing down to it, just like that when you're placing on another one. And then you can come to one of these corners and grab your stripped dark oak log, and we're going to go up by 17 blocks. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. And then once we're up here, we can place down a spruce slab on top and 2 dark oak buttons just above where we have the trapdoors. So once again, on the outside of the build, not the inside. And of course, you can then go around and do that for the other 4 corners. 3 corners, I should say. So now we have all of the pillars in place, we can start with the base of the tower and slowly make our way up. And the bottom is mostly going to be made out of cobbled deep slate, so you're going to go ahead and place down 2 of those full blocks next to all of the trapdoors. So not next to the barrels here, next to the trapdoor blocks for all 4 of the corners on both sides. And if we just pick one of them, for example, and I'll show you how to do one and you can copy it around afterwards, we're going to start off with a stair next to the barrel block here. So not on this side, we want it next to the barrel facing away from it, and then above that one we're going to have an upside down stair just like that, and we may need some temporary blocks to build some of this, but it shouldn't be too bad. And then on the other side we're going to have a full block, then a stair facing the other way so that they meet in the very corner of the block just like that. We're then going to have another upside down stair on top of this one, similar to what we did on the other side. Then on top of this upside down stair, we're going to have a regular stair with another upside down one, and then a full block on top. So we get some holes in the walls like this. And then above those 2 blocks, we can add in 2 more full blocks. And then on this block, furthest away from the pillar, we can have a regular stair facing outwards. Then we're going to stick a temporary block here with an upside down one just next to the log. Go ahead and replace the temporary block with an upside down stair placed down like so. So as you can see, we have some holes in all of the windows, or the walls I should say, and we're going to be placing some amethyst blocks behind all of them, but for right now we need to do it 7 more times for all of these. And just a reminder, when you place in the first stair, make sure it's next to the barrel here, not on the other side. What you can then do is pick one of these 4 sides to be your entranceway. Mine is going to be over here, and we're going to go ahead and place down 4 cobbled deep slate just slightly in front of the blocks that we have placed down before. So we should have 3 blocks in the middle here, and then we're going to have 2 upside down stairs either side with a slab in the middle. On these 2 sides, we can then go up by 2 more blocks and have 2 regular stairs on top of the upside down stairs. And on top of the regular stairs, we can have 2 full blocks with a slab in the middle to make this plus shape. And then what we can do is have 2 stairs facing the other way to the ones we have placed down, so just to the outside of the build, with then 3 slabs in the middle. So this is what your entranceway looks like. The sides, however, are a little bit different. So the 3 remaining sides are completely the same, so I just show you how to do one and you can copy the other 2 afterwards, but we're going to start off with 5 blocks going in a line just like that, once again slightly in front of the ones we already have placed down. We're then going to have 2 regular stairs facing inwards on the outside of the blocks, and then 2 upside down ones just in front of those. We then can have another regular one on top of the outer stair, with 2 upside down ones just above it like that. And then we're going to do the same again just in front of it, so a regular stair with an upside down one above it. We can then go ahead and place in an upside down stair here on the corners, and then we're going to have 2 more regular ones just like this. So at the moment we have something that looks like this. The final thing to do is add in a line of blocks going all the way across the top of those, and then do the same as what we did for the entranceway. 2 stairs facing outwards with 3 slabs in the middle. So you can now do this 2 more times. So now you have all 4 of your walls done, you can go ahead and grab some regular deep slate, not the cobbled kind, and you just want to replace a couple of the full blocks every now and again. Obviously there's no stair type for the regular deep slate, so you're just going to have to specifically look for the full blocks, but just go around, replace a couple of them simply to add in a little bit of texture. And once you've done that for all 4 of the sides, you can then grab your amethyst blocks, and you pretty much just want to cover up all of these holes. So just go around, covering it up, making sure you can't see through to the outside. So just to give you an idea, once you've placed all of those amethyst blocks down, this is what it should look like from the inside. But the next step is to just grab some temporary blocks, and what we're going to do next to the top 3 amethyst blocks here on all of the sides, just below it here on these 2 blocks, we're going to place down some temporary blocks. It does not matter what they are because they're going to be covered up when we eventually do the interior, but we're just going to go ahead and place all of them down so that we can place some logs next to the stairs here. So we want to place 1 on top of the temporary block that we have. So there's 1, and we want to go up to 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And we want to do that for all of the stone blocks. So you should have something that looks like this. And what you can even do, if you really don't like the look of the temporary blocks, is just go around and break them because you no longer need them. There is just a little bit more deep slate to add in, I forgot to say earlier. On top of this middle upside down stair, we want to add a slab on all of them for all 4 of the corners. Just like that. There we go. That's now the base all done. What we can now do is add in a ring of amethyst going around somewhere about here, and you can actually count to the exact block needed. So starting at this one, just above our upside down stairs on the corner block, we're going to go up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on the 7th block we're going to have 2 amethyst blocks either side of it. And then from that one we're going to go across by 2 here, and then in front of this log we can come out by 1 and then go across by 4 more all the way over to this one, and then we can come back around to this side, coming to the same spot on this pillar. So for each of the sides we should have 3, 5 in the middle, then another 3. Just do it real quickly here as well. So there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 1, 2, and 3. And we just want to do this all the way around the tower. So for these blocks here too. I'll let you listen because amethyst sounds really nice. Cool, so now what you want to do is just come to one of the sides here. I'm going to start on this one. We're going to have a slab on this block underneath as well as above, just like that. We're then going to go across by 2 blocks and do the same here, as well as on this block here, and pretty much any amethyst block that's touching a log, we just want to place the slabs above and below the amethyst blocks. So we should have this for each of the sides, and then the remaining blocks here in the middle of the slabs, we're going to have some trapdoors. So on the 3 wide section, it's just a singular trapdoor, but for the longer section, we're going to have 3 above and below. So we should have something like this, just kind of containing that amethyst there above and below it. So you can go ahead and copy this 3 more times. Now we can go ahead and fill in all 4 of our walls here with a mixture of calcite, diorite and polished diorite, just as I've done here. And now we can actually go ahead and break these 3 blocks in the middle, so 1 block up from the bottom calcite diorite combo, and we're going to replace those blocks with some cyan glass panes, just as I've done here for the other 3 sides. And now we just want to hop out quickly and make a little bit of a window fixture. So we're going to start off with a dark oak fence gate opened up on the top window block, and then a dark oak slab above it and 2 trapdoors either side. We then want to hang down 1 and 2 chains, but we want to break the symmetry a little bit. This is a very symmetrical build, so I think it's good to do this every now and again. We're actually going to place down an extra chain on this one and of course hang our lanterns down. So as you can see here on the other sides, this one just has 2 single chains, this one has some different lengths, and this one has some different lengths again, making them just a little bit different. Don't really put too much thought into it, just kind of place them willy-nilly, and hopefully you'll end up with something that looks pretty good. So now we're ready to move on up a level, and the very first thing we're going to do is grab our polished basalt, and from the top block of all of these corner pillars we're just going to add in a horizontal line of 9 blocks going all the way across from one side to the other. So we get this square going all the way around with the slabs in the corners. And now what we're going to do for each of these small sections here, so these 2 blocks in between the 2 pillars, we're first of all going to place down 2 chiseled deep slate on these 2 blocks here, so where we have the trapdoor and the slab, just like that. And on top of them we're going to have 1, 2 and then 3 chains so that they connect to the basalt just above it. And those 6 blocks behind them is where we're going to have some amethyst blocks, just like so. And now what we need to do is place down a temporary block next to the chiseled deep slate, and we're going to have 1, 2 and then 3 stripped dark oak logs, and we can go ahead and get rid of the temporary block. So from the front it should look like this. You can then do that 7 more times. The next step is to add in 2 spruce trapdoors on the basalt blocks next to the buttons here in all 4 of the corners, as I've already done. And now what we can do is come to the entrance side, so where we have our doorway at the bottom here. We want to come up to this spot, and just 1 block away from the spruce trapdoor, we're going to have a full plank here on either side. We're then going to have a spruce slab just in front of it, and then 1 into the middle of both of those, and then 1 more in front of those slabs. We're going to have 2 trapdoors here, and this spot as well. And then we're just going to fill in these 3 blocks at the back with some spruce trapdoors, and then crouching as you do this, you just want to have 2 more in the middle here. This is going to make a bit of a platform that you'll eventually be able to stand on. We'll come back to this later. As for this section underneath the platform, it's actually going to be the same on all 4 sides, so I'll just show you how to do one and we can copy it around afterwards. The first thing to do is to grab some spruce slabs, and we're just going to add in 3 of those behind our trapdoors. And behind those slabs we're going to add in 3 deep slate tiles, then go up by an extra 1 either side, and then 3 more across the top. And we're going to have this 1 gap open to place down a light grey stained glass pane for a window. And these 3 blocks can become blocks of amethyst, just like that. We're then going to add in some spruce slab stairs and trapdoors, starting with 2 stairs here and here, followed by 2 spruce slabs either side of it, and then a spruce trapdoor in the middle. We're then going to have 2 more trapdoors next to the 2 log blocks, just like that, and lastly a spruce slab in the center here. So as I said, this can then be copied 3 more times. We do just need to make a quick addition to the 3 sides here where we don't have the platform, and that's very simply 2 spruce slabs above the stairs, a slab in the middle, and then 2 trapdoors, and we can then do that 2 more times as I've already done here. But now we need to grab our polished basalt again, and we're going to place down 14 blocks on these spaces. So above the trapdoors, starting on the polished basalt, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, and then we can just bring this block up to the same height, so we have some 2 wide pillars here on the diagonal, just like that, and we can do it for each of the 4 corners. With these pillars now added in, we're going to come to the front of the tower here where we have our entranceway and platform, and we're going to grab our polished basalt and we're going to add in 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 blocks here as well as here. So 1 block away from the corner and 3 blocks in the middle. Above that, we can then have a horizontal line going all the way across from one corner to the next, and we can actually do that horizontal line, not these guys right here, going all the way around for the other 3 sides. Just like that. And now we're back at the front here. We're going to add in some stone brick stairs on the bottom of this gap as well as the top. But we want to mix in a little bit of andesite here for this level along with the stone brick. So we're just going to replace a couple of them with the andesite stairs just to get a bit of a mixture. It's going to look better once we have the other sides done, I can assure you of that. But then we're going to have 3 iron bars here in the middle. And then underneath these basalt pillars in the center here, we're just going to very carefully shift on this block. And then we're going to add in some andesite stairs as well as the stone brick stairs upside down. And then from this middle block, we're going to have a chain and a lantern. So we should have something like this at the moment. Now we can get started on the actual platform. And the first thing we're going to do is add in a deep slate tile wall on those 2 outer trapdoors, 2 spruce fence gates either side of it, and then 3 in the middle. Now we're going to make a little bit of a roof onto this platform here. So from these deep slate tile walls, we're going to have 2 spruce fences just above it. And on top of those blocks, we're going to have 2 spruce trapdoors, just like that. And then in line with the trapdoors here, so starting on this block, we're going to have a spruce stair, then a spruce slab. Same again over here. And up underneath those spruce stairs, we're going to have 2 trapdoors. And then in line with the top of the stair here, we're going to have 3 slabs across the middle, 2 stairs here either side with another slab in the center. We can then have a spruce trapdoor on top of these 2 blocks, as well as 1 more in the middle here, and then 2 more slabs in front of the stairs, and 2 more trapdoors underneath those slabs. So it should look like this from the top, and the underneath, if we just step inside here, should look like this. As for the other 3 sides, the first thing we're going to do is replace this middle polished basalt with a vertical polished basalt, and then bring that all the way up for 6 vertical polished basalts until we reach the pillar above it. And now we have 2 sections right here where we're going to make some windows. And the first thing we're going to do is just make a ring all the way around with some stone brick walls, and then have some iron bars in the middle. And we can do the same over here too. And then similarly to what we did for the front of the build here, we just want to mix in a little bit of andesite, so replace a few of these stone brick walls with those andesite walls. Not going too over the board, maybe just 4 or 5 on each of these. And now what we can do in the central block here, add in an upside down deep slate tile stair with 1 and 2 chains with a lantern down hanging from that stair. This can then be done 2 more times. Now what we can do for all 4 of the sides is, starting from this upside down stair, we're going to go out by 3 more deep slate tile slabs on either side, and then have another upside down stair on the edge. And above all of those blocks, we can go ahead and add in 2 amethyst blocks just like this. And then pretty much we want to repeat this, but for the top of the block here. So we'll have a regular stair, 3 slabs, a regular stair, 3 slabs, and another regular stair. Now we can come to the 2 sides here, and on the bottom block we'll have an upside down stair, and on the top block a regular stair. And of course we can do the same round here too. And now we're left with this big open space of amethyst, which doesn't exactly look great, so we need to cover it up somehow. And what we're going to do is place down a deep slate tile slab in line with the top of this upside down stair here on this bottom amethyst, and we're going to go across by 2 blocks and then have a deep slate tile stair upside down. Do the same over here, 2 slabs and a stair, then 3 slabs in the middle. Above those upside down stairs, we can then have 2 regular stairs with 2 slabs next to either of those, and you can copy this round to the other 3 sides. And once you have that done for all 4 of the sides, your corners should look like this. However, they're not going to be staying like that. We need to add in 2 amethyst blocks on those 2 spots, and then just have a slab below it as well as above it. And of course, you know, do that for the other corners too. And now we are reaching oh so close to the top of the tower here. We're just about to start work on the roof, but before we do, we need to add in our railing. And the first thing we're going to do is add in another horizontal line of polished basalt, starting at the same level as all of these slabs and stairs, going all the way across like so. So you should be able to see all of the amethyst blocks from the inside here. And then on those polished basalts, we're going to add in some grindstones facing this way. Make sure they're not facing that way. You kind of want them sort of connecting, or just about as close as they can be. Just like that. And above all of those, we're going to add in some dark oak trapdoors. Of course, make sure you crouch when you're placing them, as you don't want to open up the grindstone UI. So it should look like this. A pretty cool railing design. I really do quite like that. So that's the railing. Now we can start work on the roof, and we're just going to do one of the sides here, and you can of course copy it around afterwards along with the railing. And we're going to start off with 2 dark oak upside down stairs on top of these pillars, with a regular one coming out of the back of it. We're then going to have a dark oak trapdoor in front and above that stair, same again on this side of course, followed by 2 slabs, and then we want to grab some temporary blocks and just place 2 down like that and break the block that's in front of the slab and replace it with an upside down dark oak stair. Go ahead, get rid of the temporary blocks, and we should be looking like this at the moment. We then want to add in an additional 2 trapdoors on the stairs, so in front and above once again. Then we're going to have 2 slabs, and lastly a dark oak stair in the center. So that's the rough roof outline. There is a bit more we need to do before you can start copying it round, and that is starting from this trapdoor. We're basically just going to bring the blocks over by 1. So we're going to have an extra trapdoor here, 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 and then here. An upside down stair on those 2 blocks, and then lastly just a full dark oak plank in the middle. So everything we've just done in this clip can then be copied 3 more times. And for the corners here, very simply, we're just going to have a dark oak plank next to the stairs with a slab just below it. And of course do that for the other corners too. Now we can start work on the rest of the roof outline, and we're just going to come to one of the sides here. I guess this one can do. And from this dark oak plank that we have placed down, we're going to go up by 1 and 2 more. Then have a dark oak stair facing into the build this is, with an upside down one off the back. Then going to go up by 2 more full blocks, 2 more stairs, then just 1 full block this time and 2 more stairs, another full block, 2 more stairs, and then lastly 1 full block and then just 1 stair this time. And then if we repeat that 3 more times, you should see we're ended up with this small hole of 1 block left in the middle. So at the very top of the tower here, we can go ahead and place down 1, 2, and 3 dark oak planks. On this middle dark oak plank, we're going to go ahead and cover it up all with some dark oak trapdoors. Then we're going to leave this one as it is. Above it, we're going to have a deep slate tile wall, then a dark oak fence, and then a lightning rod, or something like an iron bar would work as well. Now we're ready to fill in the roof using our amethyst blocks. So we're just going to do one of the corners here, and we can copy them round afterwards. So just pick one of the corners here, start from this dark oak trapdoor, and we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 amethyst blocks. Same again on the opposite side. Then from this upside down stair, we're just going to go 3 more on both of the sides once again. Then we're going to go 2 more, then another 2 more, and then lastly in the center here we'll have 2 more. Just like that. So this is what we have at the moment. Then from this bottom amethyst block we can go across by 1, and then we're going to go across by 2 to meet them in the middle here. We can then place 1 on the bottom part of this amethyst block, so this one right here. Just try and locate yourself the same as I, and we're going to go down by 1, 2, and 3 blocks. Same again over here. And then we're going to go down by 1 and 2 more, and then have 1 in the center. So a quick step back, this is what you should have at the moment. We're then going to place an amethyst block behind these 2 right here, and then go up by 1, 2, and then 3. And then on the back of this block, we're going to have 1, 2, and 3 more. Same again over here. And then very lastly, we're just going to have 1 block here, and then another one here. And that is what the roof should look like. You can then copy this round 3 more times. So that is the exterior of the build all done. We're now ready to head inside and start work on the interior. So the first thing you might want to do inside of here is just get down some temporary lighting. Don't worry, we will be adding in something permanent eventually, but for right now, torches may have to do the trick. After that, you then want to come to the center of the tower here, so just line yourself up with the windows is the best way to do it, I would assume. And then we're going to dig down 1, 2, and 3 blocks. Just hop down here and place in a barrel upside down. Go ahead and dig your way out and fill all of this in. So this is the center of the tower and you can still access it, get a little bit of storage if you would like. And what we're going to do is surround it on the 4 corners with a stripped acacia log, as well as one at the back here in the middle. So if you're walking through the entranceway here, you want one just in front of it, behind the barrel. We're then going to add in 2 light blue glass stained panes on either side like this, with a ladder in the middle. And you want to bring all of these blocks up by 27 more for a total of 28. And when you do that, you should find that you go all the way up so that you're in line with these polished basalt blocks. Coming back down to the bottom here, we're going to go ahead and replace these 3 blocks with some more horizontal acacia logs, stripped of course. And then what we're going to do is just count out the blocks in between each floor. So we'll start at the bottom here and go backwards up our ladder. And we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on the 7th block here, we're going to place a horizontal acacia log across like that. We're then going to leave another 6, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again on the 7th block, place 1 more. And on this next floor, we're going to leave 1, 2, 3, and 4 blocks, and on the 5th one, we're going to place another log. So there are your 3 individual floors marked out by these horizontal acacia logs. Of course, we also have the bottom floor down there and the top floor up here, which is actually what we're going to start working on now. And we're going to begin by having a 3x3 of polished deep slate slabs around our center here. We're then going to switch over to the deep slate tile slabs, and we're going to have a big square around all of the edge blocks here next to the polished basalt. And then we're also going to have 1 more in all 4 of the corners, just like this. And then next to them, we're going to have some polished deep slate slabs. So we're going to have 5 of them on all of the sides. And then eventually we will just be left with 1 more ring all the way around, which is going to be deep slate tiles once again. And then the very last thing to do up here, next to this 3x3 of polished slabs, we're just going to have 1 more coming out all of the center of the sides. So this is what the pattern should look like. What we can then do in each of the corners here is place in 2 upside down stairs next to the trapdoors, and then just a slab or a full block in the corner. We're then going to have a dark oak fence with a chain and then a lantern. And of course you can do that for the other corners, as I've already done here. Now we can go ahead and pillar all the way up to the middle of the tower here at the very top, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 chains, and we're going to make a bit of a chandelier underneath. So what we need to do to begin with, place down a temporary block, and then on the bottom of that block on all 4 sides, we're going to have some dark oak slabs. We can then replace the temporary block with a dark oak slab, which will be up by half a block, as you can see. And then underneath all 4 of these slabs, we're going to have 4 chains and then 4 lanterns hanging down from underneath there. Then if we just come down to the next level here, where we have our balcony, the first thing we're going to do, and you may need to just pillar out here with some other blocks, is have above these amethyst blocks some slabs, some stone brick slabs that is, or 4 blocks if you want, in all 4 of the corners. And then in this corner block here, we're going to have a full stone brick block, just like that. And then we're going to have an upside down stair next to this slab facing outwards, as well as this one. So we get something that looks like this. Of course, do it 3 more times too on the other corners, just like this. And then once we've got that done, next to these 3 basalt blocks, we're going to have 3 more stairs upside down. So when we place them in, it kind of curves it round a little bit, and you won't be able to see the basalt from this floor when we eventually get to it. But we just want to add in the rest of those stairs, all upside down as I said, and then really the rest is just filling it all in with some stone brick slabs. And then with that all done, what we can quickly do, just underneath all of these polished deep slate slabs, just to add a little bit of depth to the ceiling, we're going to add an additional one underneath all of the ones we already have placed down. So your ceiling should look like this. And as for the four corners, we're going to get a little bit of light in here. So we'll start with a spruce fence in line with the horizontal basalt blocks with a spruce pressure plate just above it, then a chain and a lantern. And of course you can do that for the other corners too. And that will stop mob spawning for the most part. However, we do have a 7 light level on this central basalt horizontal block. So we're just very simply, to stop the mob spawning, going to place a button on top of all of those blocks, which should stop creepers, you know, dropping down on your head. We don't really want that happening. Come to think about it, we should maybe stop going from the top down and go from the bottom up. I feel like that's going to be a whole lot easier, especially if you're in survival. So the first thing we're going to do down here is grab some more of our stripped dark oak logs, and we're just going to add one of them in the corner here, just 1 block diagonally in front of the barrels. We're then going to add 2 more additionally here on all of the sides, and the best way to line them up, I would say, is to just stand on the block and make sure you can look directly up and see the bottom of a log, as I can here. But yeah, you can see where they're placed, and it's a bit trickier here maybe, but we'll do them on those 2 spots. There we go. And now what you can do on the corner blocks, you're just going to bring these all the way up until you eventually reach some amethyst blocks around about here, and that's where the last one's going to go for the corners. So you can do that 3 times, and for the other 8 times here on the sides, we're just going to simply bring these all the way up to reach the logs that we lined them up with before. So I don't know how many that is in total, but you just want to bring them up to that height for all of the sides. Hopefully that makes enough sense. So you should be left with some dark oak log pillars that look like this. And now what we can do is just come to one of the sides here, take the entranceway as an example, the gap with 3 blocks in between. We're going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on the 7th block there, in line with the top amethyst blocks, we're just going to have a horizontal line of some more dark oak stripped logs on all 4 sides, just like that. And now what we can do underneath all of those in the center, with the exception of the entranceway, actually let's do that one first. We're just simply going to have a single chain and a single lantern. The other 3 are going to have 2 chains and a lantern, as the light level needs to drop a little bit lower for these spots just to stop mobs from spawning. And now what we can do is come back to the entranceway here. Very simply, we're going to bring these slabs and stairs out by another block. So 2 stairs and 1 slab in the middle. And then just mix in, you know, a combination of the regular deep slate and the cobbled deep slate to fill in those spots, just to bring the entrance through all the way. And now all we've really got left to do is just fill in the rest of the walls with the amethyst. So on the 3 wide sections, we're just going to need 3 blocks here and 3 blocks there. As for the corners, you need 2 blocks here and 2 blocks here at the bottom. Pretty much you just want to fill this completely in with amethyst to make it nice and smooth. As for adding in the ceiling for this floor and the floor for the second floor, we're going to start off by having 2 spruce stairs on these bottom calcite or diorite blocks on all 4 corners, just like this. And then very simply, we just want to fill the rest in with some spruce slabs. And with all of that done, we can now come back down to the bottom here and sort out this floor. Starting with the entranceway here, we're going to break those 3 blocks and replace them with some horizontal stripped dark oak logs. And now we can go ahead and get rid of all of the blocks on the floor. And with that done, we then need to place down 2 redstone lamps. One of them is going to go here on this spot. So at the entranceway, 1 block inwards, place down a lever with your redstone lamp above it, and then pretty much the same around the back here. So 1 block away from the acacia log here, lever, and then a redstone lamp. And all that's left to do is fill in the floor with some copper slabs. Of course, you could use full blocks, but these are extremely expensive, so I'd recommend cheaping out a little bit. And of course, whether you wax them or not is entirely up to you. Now we're on to the final 2 floors, and the first thing we're going to do is just place down 2 more amethyst blocks in all of the 4 corners here, so we have 4 on show, just like that. We're also going to add in some more calcite diorite and polished diorite on all of these blocks here, so just, you know, place in a mixture of all of them, whatever you fancy, just place some of them down. There we go, that should do just fine. And now what we're going to do, underneath the amethyst blocks here, we're going to place in 2 upside down dark oak stairs facing inwards on all 4 of the corners, just like this. And very simply, once we did, or same as what we did with the spruce, we're just going to fill the rest of the ceiling and the floor in with some dark oak slabs. As far as lighting is concerned for this level with the calcite and the diorite, we're just going to add in 2 chains underneath all of the stairs in the corner blocks with a lantern underneath. So eventually it looks like this, and then if we just head up to the next level here, this one is actually all done with the exception of the lighting, and very similar as what we've done on the other floors, we're just going to have a chain and a lantern hanging down from below. So there's all of the floors done, and now it's your turn to fill them in with various different things. What you choose is entirely up to you, but in case you need some ideas, let's real quickly hop into my hardcore world and have a look at what I've done. So after a short walk along the pathway and over the bridge, the amethyst tower begins to come into render distance, and let's just do a quick sprint to the entranceway. Have a bite to eat, and I can show you around. So on this bottom floor, it's actually pretty empty, and that's because it goes down to a skeleton spawner. That was kind of the whole purpose of this tower in this world. But going up to the second floor, we have a brewing station with some custom potion banners. You can find them on Planet Minecraft, and just a bunch of brewing stands and, you know, storage of items that I can make potions with. Then going up to the next level, we can fall all the way back down to the bottom. And on a second, more careful attempt, you can see we have a small netherwort farm, so we can get some netherwort to make the potions with. And then on the top level here is where I have one of my nether portals in this world. And more custom banners once again, and then the top level here is left completely empty. I just like to use this as an observation point, a lookout onto my world. Usually my render distance is a little bit higher. So there we go everybody, that is the tutorial all done for my amethyst tower. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this one, thank you ever so much for doing so, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.